See?
It was really a long time.
Well,
Weekly
before the
viewing.
last class, it was a really long time.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was.
I have some classes tomorrow, but then I'm gone like next weekend. I won't be here again, so um, I'll just be taking classes when I
You
can.
will you will teach only weekends at weekend?
Yeah, for now, because with the program that I'm in at school, I'm getting up at 5 and I don't get home until 6 usually. Um, and then I'm doing some editing and proofreading work on the side as well. So I don't have any time. I go to bed at 9. So yeah. But the program is not that long. It's just for the summer. After that, I'll probably be teaching a little bit more. We'll
Okay.
see how it goes. Hi, Onir. How are you?
Hi Sam, I'm good, thank you.
Have you been well? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. I hadn't any chance to connect properly.
Uh-huh. Okay, you've been busy?
Yeah, busy and also a little bit disappointed because of that interview, you know.
I was just gonna ask you about it.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
happened?
They demand working visa from me,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't. So I need some sponsorship also.
Oh, you have to get
Um,
sponsored for a visa before.
yeah. So I will keep trying. It's okay.
But so the company won't sponsor you?
um, Not exactly.
Uh,
They ask me, yeah, uh, a little bit complicated.
yeah.
Maybe
Well,
later I
maybe
learn.
we can talk after or something if you
Yeah, yeah.
but oh well, keep trying. Keep trying.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Thank you.
Hi Alexandra, nice to see you. Alexandra. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can anyone hear Alexandra?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
It might be her microphone. Alexandra, just type in the chat to tell me if you can hear me. We can't hear you, so I'm not sure. But let me know. Hi Ken, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And hi Louise, welcome back.
Hi, Samantha. Thank you.
I don't know if you might have seen this before on a different learning platform another time, but maybe not. I don't know. I used to use these materials to teach, so now I'm using them here because the grammar is fairly advanced. This one isn't quite as advanced as the class we did on possessives the other day. I don't know if anyone, Ali, you were here for that, right? For possessives? It was from the
Uh,
same textbook. And Anastasia was too, but
Maybe
she's not here now.
I don't
Um,
remember.
no, that's okay. You joined so many classes.
Yeah, I
And
remember gerund and infinitives.
yeah, you'll never forget gerunds and infinitives. We
Yeah.
did them for like a month.
Yes.
Okay. Hi Miriam, how are you?
Oh, hello, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Where are you from?
Colombia.
Colombia. Cool. Nice to meet you. Um, okay, so today we're looking at hypotheticals. We'll be covering a few different areas. First, we'll just kind of talk about what it means, hypothetical. We'll look at this section here using hypotheticals to imply that the opposite is true. We'll do some exercises. We'll also look at using hypotheticals with wish and imaginative verbs. And then we've got some speaking activities that we'll do maybe at the end if we have time. And there's a whole other file that I've also uploaded full of exercises. So first I'll sort of outline the grammar and then we'll spend the rest of class doing some practice, okay? So here's the first one. Maybe, Ken, would you like to read this for us?
Okay, from where? Eh,
From Use Hypothetical.
Okay, use hypothetical statements to talk about things that didn't actually happen.
Mhm. And could you read maybe statement A for us?
Okay, you could have brought a friend. You had permission, but you came alone.
Exactly. So this is one example of a hypothetical statement. You could have done something. This implies that you did not bring the friend, right? This was an option, and hypothetically, you could have brought a friend. You were allowed, but you didn't bring anyone. So you're talking about something that did not really happen. Ali, how about example B?
Okay. You could have been more careful with your homework. Uh, you had the ability to be careful, but you didn't do it.
Exactly. So same situation. This was an option, a hypothetical, but you didn't. You chose not to. Hey, Carmen. Carmen, could you read letter C for me?
You should have seen the doctor.
But
You didn't see the doctor. So
exactly.
you could have gone, but you didn't go to see the doctor.
Exactly. So we've seen two phrases so far, two modal phrases, right? Could have, should have. Um, both of them are hypothetical expressions. And again, we're implying something. You should have. You're saying this was the best thing for you to do, right? This was advised, but you chose not to. Now you're sick forever or something. I don't know. Okay, Ismail, could you read letter D for me?
You might have cleaned the house before my mother got here. The house was still dirty when she arrived.
Exactly. So here's another phrase. This one is a little bit less common, might have, but it's working the same way as should have. So it was a good idea for you to clean, but you didn't, right? It was still dirty. So in all of these statements, you're speaking hypothetically and you're implying something, right? You're implying the meanings, but you're also usually implying that you're unhappy. So, for example, you might have cleaned the house. If you're saying something like this, you're probably unhappy with the person. Saying, well, now that the house is dirty, thanks for listening. Same with the last one. You should have seen the doctor. It's like, you should have taken my advice. I'm a little upset that you chose not to. Or, I told you so. Have you heard this expression? I told you so. We sometimes say, don't make me say I told you so, like this. It's when you're trying to give someone advice, but they don't listen. So I'm saying, Carmen, you're so sick, go to the doctor. And Carmen says, no, no, I'm fine. I say, no, really, you've been coughing for 3 days. And she refuses to go, right? Then she gets even more sick and has to go to the hospital. I say, I told you so. Or don't make me
Yeah.
say I told you so.
And then I say I should have gone to the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. You say, I should have listened, right? I should have listened. So we do this when we were right and someone didn't listen to us or take our advice. Anyway, so these are some hypothetical statements.
Teacher,
So any questions about this?
yes. Is there any meaning difference between C and D? Might and should?
No, they mean pretty much the same thing. With saying you might have, you're saying more like you had the option. It's similar to could. It's kind of in between could and should.
Okay.
So you're saying you could have done this. I wish that you did it, so you should have done it. But they're basically saying it was an option. You might or may have. Again, you're implying now it's dirty and you should have listened to me. The class materials here, I'll give you the links.
Thank you.
Okay, there's two. That's the one we're looking at now, and then this one is the workbook. So we'll look at that a little later.
Okay, thank you.
So exercise 1. Luis, could you read that for me, number 1?
Restate this sentence in no hypothetical language. Compare your answers with those of a partner. Example, you should have been there. You weren't there. Number
Okay,
1.
so they're giving us the hypothetical, and we are what we call reading between the lines. Have you heard this expression, reading between the lines? It's a very common expression.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So,
The same Portuguese.
yeah, it's the same in a few languages, actually, it translates. So that's what we're doing, right? We're looking at hypotheticals, but we're reading between the lines to find out what they really mean, right? What's the non-hypothetical language or the implied meaning? So, number 1, you shouldn't have gone to so much trouble. Can anyone try to read between the lines and give me the non-hypothetical? You shouldn't have gone to so much trouble.
You could have avoided this trouble. Too much trouble.
You could have avoided
Yeah.
trouble. Now, this is a good restatement, but could have is hypothetical as well. So this is also a hypothetical statement.
That means you were able to avoid no much trouble.
You did many things wrong.
Yeah. So, well, no, you didn't do things wrong. Actually, to go to so much trouble, it doesn't mean that you are to get in trouble. These are different expressions.
Oh, it means you took too much pain.
Yeah, exactly. You've how do you explain it? So, for example, my friends are coming over for dinner. So I went to the grocery store and I bought steak and ham and turkey and a million vegetables and desserts and wine and beer, right? I'm throwing a huge party for like 3 people. And they say, wow, you did a lot of work. You shouldn't have gone to so much trouble. Okay?
That sounds like effort.
Yeah, a lot of effort. Like you care very, very much to make a nice situation for somebody. This is going to a lot of trouble.
I see.
Effort is very similar.
You did a lot of things beyond.
Yeah, exactly. To go above and beyond is very similar expression, if you've heard that one. So again, this is hypothetical. So how do we make it not hypothetical? What are you directly saying? What's the implied meaning? If you look at these as examples up here, you should have seen the doctor. We're implying that you didn't. You shouldn't have gone to trouble implies what?
You did so much.
Yeah. You went to too much trouble, for example. Right? You did too much work, is what they're saying. So it's like saying something without actually saying it, right? You're implying something. We could have been seriously injured in that bus accident. We could have been seriously injured. What are we implying? Were we injured?
No.
No. But hypothetically, we could have been, right? So we weren't injured. right? That's reading between the lines. Hi, Amir. Oh, he's gone. Maybe. Okay, what about number 3? You might at least have invited her to the party.
You didn't invite her to the party.
Yeah, you didn't.
Exactly. You didn't invite her. So is this person happy?
Seems
No.
like not.
No.
It makes you sound a little frustrated, right, when you use this language? Yeah. You should be happy that I was able to come at all. You should be happy. Are you happy?
You
No.
are not happy that I came.
You're not.
You're not happy, right? So it's like, oh, you came to the party by yourself? Why didn't you bring her? And the person says, well, you should be happy I came by myself. I came at all. You're implying that the other person is unhappy. There's one more. She wouldn't have gone if she had been invited.
She didn't come?
Yep, she didn't come. Was she invited?
No, she
No.
wasn't.
No.
She wasn't
She did.
invited.
She wasn't.
Good. So all of these meanings, they're like buried in these hypothetical sentences. When people speak hypothetically, it's usually to imply something. Most of the time. Not always, but so that's one use of hypotheticals. This next part is more to show you another way that you can form hypotheticals and how you can use them yourself. So we use them to imply things. We also use them with wish and other imagination verbs or imaginative verbs. Miriam, could you read the explanation here?
Okay. We use hypothetical statements with wish to talk about situations that are not true or not likely to become true.
Good. How about Ali? Letter A?
Okay. I wish you had come to the lake last weekend. You didn't come.
Ken, letter B?
Okay. I wish you liked Chinese food. You don't like it.
Onir, how about C?
I wish you would come to my party. You refuse to come.
Good. So once again, we're speaking in a way that implies something, right? In this case, you're talking about a hypothetical situation in the future or in the present that you want to be true, but it's not true, right? So whenever you use I wish, you're generally speaking hypothetically. I wish this would happen, but it's not the case, right? I wish you had come. I wish you liked food. I wish you guys joined more grammar classes. I don't know. So they all have an implied meaning. Any questions about this? Yeah.
Samantha, in this situation that we use I with were, I wish I were, tanana, tanana,
Yep,
not
exactly.
I was.
Yeah. It's one of those really strange grammatical things, but that's correct. I wish I were, oh, I don't know. I wish I were living in South America. Right
And
now.
actually, native speakers say, I wish I was too.
Sometimes.
Is it still slang or
So
grammar?
if you say I wish I was, grammatically it's actually incorrect. But a lot of native speakers do use this construction, I wish I was living. And the reason for that is basically that we don't know that it's wrong. But not everyone does. Like, I don't, for example. I say I wish I were, but I also teach grammar, you know? So a lot of my friends who are teachers and in this sort of a similar profession use it correctly, whereas most people, I would say the majority, would say I wish I was, simply because they don't know that it's wrong. So it's, yeah, Ken, it's kind of slang, but not exactly.
Okay, so maybe we don't need to be careful about that. I
No,
don't.
you don't need to be careful.
Okay, I got it.
In your writing, I would do my best to use it correctly. When you're speaking, it doesn't really matter. Like, no one's really going to notice.
Because language is alive, so native
Yeah.
the speaker is always changing the language, the usage. Yeah.
Exactly. And if we were to travel back in time, I don't know, 100 years, I'm sure that people were saying it correctly. So it's just evolved. That's all.
Okay.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Could you please explain?
Working.
Yes, finally. What's the difference between I wish you would come to my party and I wish you came to my party?
So I wish you would come means that, here, let me give you all of the options actually. I wish you would come to my party. I wish you were coming to my party. I wish you came to my party. I wish you had come to my party. So
the last one I understand.
Yeah, so the first two actually kind of are the same thing. If I said I wish you would come or I wish you were coming, the party is in the future. It hasn't happened yet. For the last two, the party's in the past. It's over. I wish you came, I wish you had come.
Then what's the difference? Because I thought that I wish you came refers to present and had come to past.
I wish you came. No, it's in the past. The only case it could maybe be in the present, both of them could technically be in the present. Let's say that I call my friend, like I'm having a party, and during the party I call my friend and I say, oh, I wish you came. The idea is that the option for them to come is no longer viable. It's not possible anymore for them to come. It's too late.
I ask because, as far as I remember, past simple refers to present, and past perfect refers to actions which happened in the past. That's why I'm confused.
So it might just be because it's a hypothetical construction, but if you want to refer to the present, the only way that those would work in referring to the present is if you called the person while the party was going on. But in any case, with the last two, the option to come does not exist anymore. That's the idea. So it could potentially be in the present, or you could be talking to them 3 days later. Does that make sense? Kind of. No, it doesn't, right? But they're the same. Like, I wish you came and I wish you had come. They're working the same way.
Maybe because it's about action, not like I wish.
Yeah, and the fact is that it's about something that didn't really happen, regardless of the tense. Like, we're speaking hypothetically, it's not true. So, oh, can you hear that? Someone's car alarm. Sorry. Yeah, the fact is that because it's a hypothetical, it doesn't really matter what time you're referring to necessarily. But yeah, with the first two, we're talking about the future. Last two could be present or past, depending. Okay.
Samantha, just one question. We never can use would beside wish, right? Because it's kind of like the same.
Future and the past?
Yeah, no, you can't. Well, I mean, you can, but you have to have a subject in the middle, Carmen. Like with example C. I wish you would come.
Yeah, but to refer the verb to wish, we can never use it in that tense, right?
No, you can't use it in that construction because the verb wish is talking about a hypothetical future or something. Yeah, so no, you can't say like, would you wish, or I would wish to whatever. It doesn't work that way. No.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, does everyone know the difference between wish and hope? Because that's an important thing as well.
I wish when I have that desire, and I hope when I have, I don't know. I mean, when I have the hope that is going to
Maybe
happen.
hope only for the future.
Say that again?
Hope only for the future, like a prediction.
Generally speaking, yeah. We use hope to talk about a desired outcome, something that you want to happen in the future. Or it could have been in the past, a desired outcome in the past. Versus wish is different. Wish is for like these situations that are hypothetical or imagined. So
wish is refer regret, something like that. Right?
yeah, it could be referring to a regret or a hypothetical. I'm just typing this. Hypothetical situation. Hope is for. I have to think of the best way. I think desired outcome is the best way to explain it. Something you want for the future. Or it can be in the past. I hoped, whatever. Okay, so a wish is a regret or hypothetical. I wish you liked Chinese food. If I say, I hope you like Chinese food. I wish you liked Chinese food. What's the difference?
Yes, if you say I hope, that means you have already made dinner and you have made Chinese.
Exactly.
But I wish you liked means that I really, it is something that I'd like you to like, but if you don't like, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more hypothetical, and you're implying that they don't like it, right? It comes with an implication.
The second, you know that he or she don't like Chinese food.
Exactly. And the first one you're saying, "Oh, I ordered Chinese. I hope you like it." And they say, "No, I hate Chinese food." And you say, "More for me." I don't know. Okay. So, any other questions so far? Just
Yeah,
about wish?
for example, so if I say I hope you get well soon, and I wish you could get well soon, maybe first sentence is better, sounds better.
We don't say I wish you could get well soon. I would never say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
I hope you get
I
well
hope
soon.
you get well soon.
Okay.
Because you're speaking about something that you desire, that you want to happen in the future,
I
right?
see.
Okay. Let me see if I can find you some grammar for this. 1 second. I'll find another resource in case I'm not explaining it. Okay, here's one from, oh, that one's a bit long actually. Okay, here's a brief one from ESL Gold. For anyone who's not clear on the difference, they've used desired outcome as well to explain it. So, wish is most commonly used in a hypothetical situation. Hope is used for a desired outcome in the future or in the past, right? So there's just some more examples. What is the abbreviation of WC? Wash closet. But wash closet. But Alexandra, it's not really used in North America. It's only used. It's never. You would never see WC in Canada or in the States. Also, they never say toilet. Actually, it's kind of funny. When I came back to Canada after being in Europe for 2 years, I kept accidentally asking people like, "Where's the toilet?" And they laugh at you, like would actually laugh at me and be like, "Oh my God, the toilet!" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, where's the washroom?" Because we don't say it here, but yeah, that's what WC stands for. In North America, you'll either hear washroom or bathroom or restroom. It depends on the region, actually. Like some, yeah, some restroom is more fancy. Bathroom and washroom are more common. If I ask, like, I go to McDonald's and say, like, where's the restroom? They probably will look at me like, okay, fancy. Like, we don't really say it. So, it's more in a nice restaurant. They would show you to the restroom. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at these next examples. Then we'll do some practice for the last half of the class. Okay. So we use hypothetical statements with verbs that indicate imagination. So these are very similar to the wish statements, but they're just different ways to sort of show these hypotheticals. So, for example, letter D. I don't know, Miriam, could you read D for me?
Let's imagine that we had a new president. We know this is not a real possibility.
So that's a popular phrase, right? Let's imagine that, whatever. If you see the verb imagine, you can pretty much assume it's hypothetical. Let's imagine. Okay? E. Alexandra?
Pretend that you could fly. Do you think you would still own a car? This is an impossible situation.
Right. So it's very similar to let's imagine. Like pretend. And hypothetical questions are basically when we use our conditional phrases. Would you own a car if you could fly? Would you blank if you could blank? So hypotheticals and conditionals overlap a lot, especially when it comes to asking Questions. Owner, how about letter F?
Suppose we went to Europe next summer. How much do you think it would cost? We are only talking about it now. We are not making an actual plan.
Good. Okay, so a few other expressions and verbs that you can use to indicate a hypothetical or an imaginative statement. Let's imagine, pretend, or suppose. Okay. Any questions about these ones, these phrasings?
No.
Nope.
You can see, suppose we go to Europe next summer. That's not correct.
No. You
Okay.
might, let me think. Suppose we go to Europe. Yeah, people might say that actually. But no, again, grammatically it's not correct. But kind of the same situation as I wish I were. People don't really understand that it's not correct. So, Carmen, you might hear someone say that. Suppose we go to Europe. Suppose we take a drive. Suppose we whatever.
Okay.
If possible, but grammatically it should be in the past. Yeah. Even though you're talking about the future, but yeah. Same with this one, right? Let's imagine that we had a new president, or let's imagine that we went on vacation. So they're meant to be in the past. Okay. Any other questions so far? All clear? Okay, let's continue. I think we'll maybe skip this exercise for now, but I'll leave it for you guys to take a look after if you want. I'd like to actually move over to the other document that I shared. I'll say hello. Hi, I'm here. Okay, just a sec. So this is the other, hi Marcelo, the other document attached to class. And this is from the workbook. So it's actually, it goes along with the exercises, it's just the workbook version of the text. So hypothetical statements, and we've got some exercises to work through here together. Okay. As you can see, this is 9 pages. It's quite the workbook. It's pretty long. So you'll probably have some homework.
Sam, what's the name of the book?
Oh, actually, you know what? I found it for Anastasia last time. Just give me 1 second. I think I put it on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Let me find it. Okay, here it is. The title of the textbook is Grammar Dimensions 3, Form, Meaning, and Use, and it's by Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hard to get your hands on, actually, because it's out of print, but they do have used copies that you can find. The link below there's a class and materials on advanced possessives that we did a couple weeks ago, if you're interested. But also, Alexandra, I have some other worksheets from the textbook, so if you want, you can send me a note and I can get them over to you. Okay? Okay, so first of all, we're figuring out the implied meaning of each hypothetical statement. So let's take turns. We'll start in the middle with Ismail. Could you try number 1 for us?
Okay. You could have gotten a higher grade. A. You didn't get a high grade because you didn't study. B. You got a higher grade because you studied.
Which one is true? Which one is the implied meaning? A or B?
A, I think.
Does everyone agree?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could have gotten a higher grade means that you didn't, right? Good. Okay. Luis, can you try number 2?
Yes, I wish you had called. You didn't call.
Agree?
Yes.
Agree.
Yes, good. I wish you'd called means that you didn't. Okay. Miriam, how about number 3?
You could have finished on time. A. You had the ability to be quicker. B. You finished on time. It's A.
Yeah, very good. And Onur, how about number 4?
You might at least have put on a clean shirt for the party. You wore a clean shirt. You wore a dirty shirt. B.
Okay, good. Yep. And Ken, how about number 5?
Dick would have been here earlier, but he got stuck in traffic. He arrived late.
Good. Do you guys know this one? To get stuck in traffic, the expression?
Maybe car was stopped by traffic jam.
Yeah, traffic jam. I'm sure you can understand it. It's a good way to say that you are in a traffic jam. You're stuck in traffic. Good. Okay. So we've got another list of hypothetical phrases. I want you to tell me the implied meanings again. Our examples: I would have stayed in school. You're implying that you left, right? He could have taken a trip around the world. You're implying that he did not take that trip. Alexandra, number 1, what's the implied meaning?
She didn't live in Paris.
Exactly. I would have if I could, but I didn't. Okay. Ali, number 2.
He could have paid his share of the expenses. He didn't pay.
Good. And Carmen, number 3.
I would come to your party if I had time. I'm not going to go.
Exactly. Okay. So is everyone clear with these implied meanings? Do you feel you understand this now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you get a grasp on it, I think it's pretty easy, really. The idea is not so much that you need to learn how to find this implied meaning. The idea is more so that you have a new language tool so that you can speak hypothetically more often. It's a good way to sort of say things without really saying them. Okay? It can be a little passive aggressive sometimes. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Yeah, it can be. It depends on what you're saying, but or it can be kind of I told you so-ish, right? A little in your face, but it is a good language tool in any case, okay? Um, okay, I'm going to move on past the implied meanings. If you still need some practice with implied meanings, there's some exercise 3 here. Now I want to do the opposite. Okay, so exercise 4, I can't quite get this to fit the way that I want it to. Can everyone see that okay? Let's see if I can make it a little bigger.
Yes, it's okay.
It's fine?
That's
Okay.
much better, yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
better? Yeah, it's really hard because my computer screen is pretty small. So, okay. Exercise 4, change these statements of condition and result into hypothetical conditionals. So now they're giving us a condition, they're giving us a result, and we have to make a hypothetical phrase, right? Very similar to a normal conditional phrase, except that it's implying something, okay? If I were the president of this country, we wouldn't pay so many taxes. And we're using the condition, I'm not the president, and the result, we pay too many taxes. So you're transforming these conditions and results into a statement. Let's try number 1 together. I don't have $20,000. I can't pay next year's tuition. How can we turn this into a hypothetical conditional?
If I would have had 20,000 bucks, I can pay the next year's tuition.
Okay, I just wrote out what you... Okay, so here's our Norse answer. If I would have had $20,000, I can pay next year's tuition. So you're on the right track, but grammatically it's not quite there yet. Can anyone help to fix this?
If I
Why
had,
not?
if I had,
Go ahead.
I could pay
Cool.
next year.
Yeah.
If I had $20,000, I could pay. Okay. Standard conditional phrase, and we're just implying things, right? We're implying that you don't have it and that you can't pay. Number 2, Luis, can you try number 2 for me?
My mother isn't here. She doesn't cook for me. If my mother was here, she could cook for me.
Does everyone agree with this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to type it. That's fine. It won't let me write on the lines. It's very frustrating, but you can imagine the answer is here. If my mother were here, she would cook for me. Miriam, number 3.
The manager is visiting our department. We all have to wear suits. Let's see. I wish we could all we could wear suits.
Okay. We all have to wear suits. So the standard answer would be if the manager visits, we all have to wear suits. But you could say something like, if you wanted to use I wish, you could say, I wish we didn't have to wear suits.
Well.
Yeah, like I wish we didn't have to wear suits when the manager visits or something like this. This shows that you you would like that to change, right? But
Right.
yeah, exactly. So that's a good option.
Okay, I get it.
Hmm. Um, let's see. Ali, can you try number 4?
Okay.
I hope this one is not true for you, for all of you.
My writing teacher doesn't return essays on time. I don't know how to improve my writing.
Hmm. So let's make it trickier. Instead of starting with if, those are pretty much standard conditional phrases. This is meant to be a little more advanced than that, so try to start a sentence with I wish using this information, Ellie.
Okay. I wish my writing teacher returned essays on time.
And what about the rest of the sentence?
Uh, I would know how to improve my writing.
Okay, I just typed exactly what you said. I wish my writing teacher returned essays on time. I would know how to improve my writing. Can anyone fix this? It needs a little tweaking.
Returned.
Okay, I wish my teacher returned essays on time. That's a good beginning. But what do we need to do to the end?
Return.
I could know.
Good. I wish my teacher returned essays on time so I could know how to improve my writing. Or could learn. Yeah. You could also say, I wish I could learn, oops, how to improve my writing, but my teacher never returns essays on time. You can see that I'm changing the wording a little bit, but that's okay, just for the exercise. Okay, what about number 5? Alexandra?
Mary has to study. She can't have a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, using I wish?
Yeah, if you want, I wish or if or both. Just make it hypothetical somehow.
Well, I can do both.
Sure.
If she didn't have a part-time job, she could study.
Good. Yep.
Or I wish she didn't have a part-time job.
Yeah, and if you want to use I wish in this sort of context, usually you need some sort of joining word like so works well.
With so? I didn't understand with so.
Yeah, so for example, here was my example for the last one where I used so to sort of join the two phrases, just as a way of showing the result.
I wish she didn't have a part-time job so she could study.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So we're using show to connect the result to the condition in one sentence, right? Perfect. Very good. Okay. How about number 6? I don't know, maybe Ismail?
Yes. Alice isn't going to graduate next semester. I don't need any roommate.
So try an if phrase first and then I wish after.
If Alice
Yep, that's this. If Alice
was going to graduate next semester.
Let me help you. If Alice graduated,
If Alice graduated
Mhm.
next semester, so I didn't need a new roommate.
Close. If Alice graduated next semester, you're very close. Can anyone finish the sentence? How would you end this conditional?
I wouldn't.
I would.
I would
Ah,
need
I would.
a new roommate.
I wouldn't need a new roommate.
Okay, let's decide. Is it wouldn't or would?
Would.
All right.
Would.
Isn't graduate.
So Alice isn't graduating. Because she isn't graduating, I don't need a new roommate, right? So
But
if she graduated, I
need a new
I need.
Yeah,
I
I
would.
would.
Yeah.
roommate.
Right,
I would.
so we're basically inverting out of the negative back into the positive, right? If she graduated, I would need a new roommate. Okay. If she graduated, I would need a new roommate. Good. Okay, and how about a clause or a sentence with I wish? Ismail? With the
I
same
wish,
information.
I wish Alice graduated next semester. So I will need a new roommate.
Okay. So here's what you've said. I wish Alice graduated next semester, so I would need a new roommate. So we have the right construction, I wish, and then so, but we're not quite there yet. We need a little bit of help. Can anyone fix this? If you think back to our example,
Not
I
next.
wish you would come to my party.
I wish Alice graduate
I wish Alice would graduate.
next semester. So I wouldn't. Maybe.
Yeah, you could say I wish she wouldn't graduate, so I wouldn't need a new roommate, or so I don't need a new roommate. Or you could say I wish Alice would graduate next semester, so I could get a new roommate. Maybe you don't like her. This is kind of mean, but if you don't like Alice, you might say that. I wish she would graduate. Okay, so that's a little practice using these hypothetical conditionals, beginning in an if clause or with I wish. Hypothetical results. So this is exercise 5 is basically the same thing if you want some more practice. Okay, I think there's so many exercises I have to be picky. We don't have time to do all of them, so let's take a look at exercise 6, some past tense conditions. If penicillin hadn't been invented, many more people would have died. If my grandparents had traveled on the Titanic, how could you finish this sentence?
They would have lived.
They would have lived? You think so?
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't have survived, maybe? They wouldn't have lived. It's possible.
They would have died.
They would have died? Hopefully not, but...
They
If
would.
Sam... Hey, this is me. Oh, no, it's a boy. Okay. If Sam had saved his money...
He could have bought a new car.
Good. Okay. Now, how about present or future? If I had been born rich, I wouldn't be working today. If I'd been born rich, I wouldn't be taking a vacation next month. If I'd already passed freshman writing,
I would be enjoying the results.
yes, you wouldn't be in class, right? Good. If my country had more universities, what would happen if there were more universities?
We would be paying more taxes.
Ah, this is true. You would be more educated and paying more taxes.
Especially in my country, yeah.
Yeah, are the taxes very high for you?
The universities are public, so yeah.
Really heavy taxing then, right? Okay. Okay, exercise 7 is very similar to the first ones we were doing. We're rewriting. So as you can see, you have lots to work through here. Actually, the answers are not at the end, but does anyone plan to do this as homework?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so Alexandra, and for everybody else, I will go through and post the answers on my Facebook page, okay? Because there's no answer key here, which is a little annoying for you because you can't check your answers, right? So I'll post the answers on Facebook. If anyone doesn't have me, I have a Verbling Facebook page. Or I can send you a message actually. I guess there's a messaging feature on Verbling now where I can message students in my classes. I have not done this yet, but if I figure out how it works, then I'll do that. But either way, I'll put the answers on Facebook for you, okay?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for me now before we go?
No.
No, thank you.
What's your Facebook page?
I just pasted it's facebook.com/Samantha.verbling here as well in the chat.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Thanks for coming, guys. Maybe I will see you tomorrow. I have a few classes tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sam. Bye.